Welcome back to the Difference Engine podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Oakes, certified business coach. I'm coming here with a warning today. This is a don't shoot the messenger type episode. And the warning might even be a little bit late. You might listen to this for 5 minutes and go, man, where were you 3 years ago or 8 years ago to tell me this stuff? But I want to say it now so that it's said. No one's going to warn you that your business can and will start eating into your life. And it's not dramatically, it's not all at once. It's just a little bit here and there. It's a little more attention, a little more time, 30 more minutes. Got to get this done real quick. And the thing you built to give you freedom quietly takes your peace and your presence and parts of your life you can't get back. And none of it shows up on your P&L. None of it shows on your profit and loss statement. Your CPA is not going to warn you about it. It happens in quiet moments that probably no one's going to observe. The time you spend putting a project together at 10:30 at night, or the times that you're on your phone when your kids want your attention. So it hits deeper and closer to home. And this is the stuff I really enjoy talking about for business owners because, man, I talk to owners who they have their construction equipment outside their front window. Like it's parked at their house because there's nowhere else to put the construction equipment. It eventually bleeds into every area of life, or it can. So most business owners don't fail because of bad strategy. I mean, it can come down to that, poor financial management and things like that. But a lot of times those are symptoms of disconnection and burnout, a business demanding more than a single person can withstand. So what happens a lot of times is your business, the appetite of your business is infinite, meaning that you can always get bigger. You can always get bigger. But the human resources are limited. If you're the person running it, a solopreneur or a small team, and everything is bottlenecked with you, your business can demand more of you any given day than you can get back to it. This is a part where people are probably nodding their heads like, yeah, I definitely know what that feels like. So that's where systems and processes become so essential, because if there's not things to guard the business owner's life force, their time, their energy, their focus, their ability to refuel, their quality of life with relationships, the business will cannibalize them. And I hope that doesn't sound scary, extreme, or depressing, but I'm trying to be honest about what often happens. Entrepreneurs are special people in that they see freedom and risk and their own skill set differently than most people in the world. The problem is that causes us to not weigh the hidden cost oftentimes of we chase the carrot on the end of the stick in a different way than most people do, which is a lie, because no one chases carrots, right? That's part of the whole, that's part of the lie. It's part of the psyop. No one chases carrots. I'll chase lava cake on the end of a stick, or all-inclusive cruise on the end of a stick, but I ain't chasing a carrot, dude. That's a lie. So the way this shows up, like real world, let's talk practical. The way this shows up is your business follows you everywhere. You're at dinner, but you're really not paying attention. In fact, you finished the meal and you probably couldn't even tell what you had. You forget to taste it. Thinking about payroll, thinking about that one problem employee, clients haven't paid yet, you got accounts receivable out, or you're laying in bed instead of resting, like you're running scenarios in your head. Fix this and handle that. And your body's at home, but maybe there's a HELOC on your house to get that you're still paying off to get the business started. And that is its own kind of mental invasion. And like I said, this is not on your profit and loss statement. There's no invoice for it. You can't track it monetarily. And time is sneakier than money. Most people don't track their finances well enough in business, and they track their time even worse. So what happens is that, like, it's possible to get to the end of the week and go, I have no idea why I'm this tired. Or I don't know, I'm doing all the things. Why is my quality of life so not quality? Why do I feel like this is leeching my life force away from me? Because it is. Because it's not being tracked and it's not being guarded. And no one, like, there's no person you can hire, really, that can guard you as care. The closest thing is a business coach, but you can't have anybody with you at all hours of the day. So you have to think of systems to guard you and your time and your mental bandwidth from being eaten. I ask this to my clients a lot, and it never fails to get people looking at me sideways. It always gets eyebrows raised or some type of funny expression. I ask them, who is the number one client of any business? Who's the number one client of your business? And before I give you the answer, it's really funny. I heard somebody recently say, when you're an employee, you have one boss and that sucks, but then you become a business owner and then you have 50 bosses, which are all your clients. You're all your customers that all tell you what to do. And I laughed at that. It's not funny though. But the answer to what I asked, who's the number one client of any business? The answer is the owner. The owner is the number one client of the business because they're the ones who can and should and deserve to be paid the most and draw the most life from their business. The owner, I'd usually draw this out in a circle, in a wheel of life. If you can imagine the owner at the top and a curved arrow pointing to the team, the owner takes care of the team. Training, culture, building them up individually, understanding their personality, working with their communication styles, growing them as people, mentoring them. The team takes care of the clients, customers, via systems and processes, product fulfillment. The clients and customers take care of the business in the form of payment, mainly, but also 5-star reviews, spreading the word about the business, referrals, promoting it. And then the business circles all the way back around to the top and takes care of the owner. A lot of times business owners circumvent that wheel. They skip the team and go right to customers. The team only does a portion of what they can or need to do because the owner always wants to have their hand on it. And then the customers kind of take care of the business and the business kind of takes care of the business owner, but you short circuit that wheel. So there is kind of an unavoidable truth that going into business for yourself will change you. It will change you. How it changes you is voluntary. Like how it changes you is up for discussion. If you can think about pushing a boulder up a hill, the excitement of a business owner when they start, or even a year or 2 years in, of saying, if I get this boulder up this hill, there's this dollar amount waiting for me, or there's this many vacations waiting for me, there's this house, and my relationships will be X, Y, Z because I'll be able to take my kids on vacation, I'll be able to go on a cruise more, or I'll have this house my spouse wants. What happens at some point pushing that boulder up the hill, the first or second time your foot slips, it's no longer when I get this up there, I will get this thing. It then becomes, what if I can't get this all the way up? Now I have a 400-pound or 600-pound boulder, and I just felt the beginning of fatigue creeping into my muscles in the form of my sleep schedule or in the form of my lack of date nights. And that foot slip changes from what I can get to how can I survive? And that's where a lot of business owners find themselves, and they actually start taking countermeasures or preventive measures to make sure they actually survive getting the boulder somewhere rather than getting it all the way up to that goal they originally set. So like I said, this doesn't happen all at once. It's very sneaky. It's very subversive. You probably thought of a couple of examples of it while I was talking about it. And I honestly could go on for another 20 minutes on this topic. I like to keep my episodes a little shorter than that. So maybe I circle back to this later this week or maybe even tomorrow because I have a lot more to say about it. But there are specific ways you can reclaim control over your time and your quality of life, very specific solutions around it. Questions you could ask yourself, though, in the meantime are, where is your business leaking into your personal life? Be as specific as possible. Another, if you're into tough questions, what problems exist right now because I haven't built the systems for them? And lastly, what am I tolerating that's costing me energy? That's huge. What am I tolerating that's costing me energy? I told a client today, whatever you're tolerating, you're going to keep experiencing. If you're not pushing back on it, if you're not making the decision to change it, if you're not saying I have a new standard for it, you're basically giving it permission to keep showing up. So build wisely. My DMs are open on the Difference Engine, all platforms, all socials. Feel free to send me a message. I'll be happy to take questions.